Now, this as London has gone under a stricter COVID lockdown from today due to the rising cases there. This is a 3-tier lockdown that is taking place in London from today. Well, to talk more about all this, we're joined by Dr. Veer Pushpak Gupta, National Health Service. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us again. First and foremost, about this new variant that has been talked about that has led to a wider spread of the disease. I believe there are a lot of sensational headlines around that. But tell us, what do you know right now? And what are the scientists they're saying?
Yes, thank you for having me on the show once again. I mean, look, viruses and bacteria evolve. They evolve against the mechanisms that they attack with. They evolve against the medicines that we use against them. So it's not abnormal to see a new variant coming out. Of course, it's making headlines because COVID is a worldwide pandemic right now. But every virus that we have seen in history has evolved over time and has had various variants. In fact, there have been 25 mutations of the coronavirus since it started in Wuhan, China. So this particular variant is known as N501. And it's a variant that is that's seeing a change in the spike protein. So, I mentioned before on your show that the spike protein is so important for coronavirus to attach onto the cells of the lungs. And so it looks like this new variant is giving COVID a sort of a mutation in the spike protein to try and evade the defenses that we have set up in terms of vaccination, in terms of drugs. But it's too early to be seen whether any of those things would be majorly effective for the virus to be more dangerous. I think it's very early to make that call.
Right, and as the minister said that the WHO has been notified, and also that it will not affect the vaccine, and that's very important for them to say this because the vaccine program has just about begun in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's very early. I mean, Pfizer just came out, Moderna, the Oxford vaccine is yet to come out. And remember, 99% of the virus that is there is of the variant that is going to be effective, or the vaccine is going to be effective against. This new strain has only 1,000 cases so far, mostly in the south to southeast England area. And it's being observed very carefully by scientists. And if there is a variant that is going to be more faster spreading than the last one, then the vaccine will have to evolve as well. It happens every year with the flu. The seasonal flu evolves every year. There's a new vaccine that comes out. And maybe as we go down the line, we may have a new vaccine for COVID every year as well.
All right. And the other big news is the 3-tier lockdown in London that comes into effect from today. And this is because cases have just been increasing. There's also talk of a relaxation of the lockdown around Christmas, something that has been criticized by the London mayor.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was 25,000 cases in a single day recently in England, and 20% of those cases were in London. So, if other areas are already in Tier 3 lockdown, there's no reason that London should not be, especially if it's leading the way in terms of cases. But yes, this 5-day relaxation of rules around Christmas has been debated a lot in England and in the media. But I think when the majority of the country is celebrating Christmas, I think that it'll be very hard for the government to control people from meeting each other at that point.
And that is always the fear for health workers, at least for all of you, that people are fatigued by this lockdown, by coronavirus, this whole year, in fact, and all the restrictions. So they do need some cheer in their life. But at the same time, even here in India, we've seen how festive season can lead to a spike in cases.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one has to feel for all the frontline staff that have been working so efficiently and tirelessly throughout this pandemic. And now they're going to be on call in the front line during Christmas as well. So I hope that people can take it seriously and actually think about the frontline staff when they go and meet people and stick to the rules and the bubbles that have been made by the government.
Right. And finally, before we let you go, what is the latest on the Oxford vaccine? When are you expecting the go-ahead will be given? Because we've been hearing that it could be around Christmas time, and we're hoping that in India here, perhaps following that, there may be an emergency use authorization.
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's waiting for the Oxford vaccine because it is, as I said, it's going to be the answer for most governments for mass inoculation, at least in the Western world. I think it's going to be a cheap alternative to the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine. The latest that I know about the Oxford vaccine is that an independent review had been done on their research and on their research methods, and it had been cleared by that independent review to be a very effective vaccine. So, I mean, we're just waiting for the government to make that decision. Of course, there's a lot going on right now in terms of the vaccination program, which has already started in the UK, and Brexit coming up in the next few weeks. So hopefully by the end of this month, we should have some good news on that front.
All right, it's going to be a very eventful year-end for the UK. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.